We need to work together because nobody does on the globe.
All nations have been put to the address, like what's best for the U.S. is not best for other nations.
If we do remember, America hasn't always been integrated.
We must do whatever we can to protect our sovereignty, stability, and security.
We all came to one conclusion that cooperation is the best way to achieve international stability.
I once said that democracy is a discussion, but real discussion is only possible where people trust one another and honestly seek the truth. Democracy is a conversation among equals. This is from Thomas Masaryk, the first president of Czechoslovakia. Today, we're here to do just that, to give you people an opportunity to express your views on these very important issues. But not only that, but also to listen. We're here today because of the preparation work that you guys and your classmates have done regarding what should America's role in the world be. We've come from all around the state. All of you have come from classrooms where you and your classmates were able to go through and determine what were the most important issues facing the United States today concerning its role in the world.
By leading the world to democracy, we give people who don't normally have a voice to talk about what they want in their country.
To really make the world a better place, we got to focus on more than just us. Like, we have to focus on people on the other side of the planet, because even though it doesn't seem like it affects us, it really does.
And what people want is their protection of their human rights.
We work more cooperatively as a nation with other nations, and not necessarily through just international organizations, as the UN, but even with other countries.
You made those incredible posters which reflects and emulates what you and your classmates discussed back in the classroom in preparation for today. So you have prepared, you have thought about this in your classroom, and now we're here today because your peers around the state, they too want to hear what it was that people in your classrooms think was most important, just as people in their classrooms have done the same thing. Here it is today, it's been brought to fruition. We're ready for the first breakout sessions.
It took us from, 1776 to almost, 1812 to get a working government. That's more than 2 to 3 years.
Outsourcing does help to globalize the economy because you're providing jobs for these people in certain third world countries such as India, or Mexico, or even Africa.
So what specific suggestions do you have to change the U.S.'s view on the environment?
Also, I think we need to get a collaboration from other countries because we are sending all of our factories overseas.
We strengthened East Asia, and now we're in competition with them, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's been healthy for us, but at the same time, there's a balance that we need to be seeking right now.
What do you believe are the most important issues, the most important challenges facing America in the world today? Let your voice be heard.
The world's problems, when dealt with by the world and not by a country, are going to be a lot more easier to solve.
Like he said, America values its freedom, we value our sovereignty.
I think it's interesting that people say that we should be able to make our own sovereign decisions, but when other countries dare to do so, they come under heavy scrutiny from the United States.
I believe that the spread of democracy is a good thing, but we can't be forcing it on other nations.
But I think that in the future, we could focus more on us all being human instead of being white, Catholic, whether
how will your own country fight for other people more than they can fight for you, because people in this country still not getting served any justice?
I think the best way, the best solution to these problems is if we work together, and if we create the dreams of the world, and we come together as a world, that's what's going to work.
I want to congratulate all of you for doing exactly what you set out to do, to really look, examine, debate, and deliberate these issues and with great passion, with great forethought, and with great insight. And from this, again, it's your voice, it's you that make the difference. The most important thing we can learn to do today is to think for ourselves. And again, you people did that tremendously well today. So I think you should give yourself a round of applause. And now we're at the end of the day, but your job is not done. You now have to go back and report back to your classmates what it is that you heard and saw from students around the state. You came here as a standard bearer for your classes. You were selected to come here and to present your class's views, and now you need to go back and report back to them what was it that other students around the state, what they saw as the most important issue, what they thought were the most important values underlying America's role in the world. And you need to go back and report that back to your classmates.
The two futures we picked as first and second choice are opposite each other. And so the two ideas, there were people adamant about each because they were so differing.
And from there, they too have an opportunity to have their voice heard when they will be able to cast their ballot, just like you were able to do in the ballot today.
So when you submit this, all this information will be tallied up and will be given to the appropriate elected officials. So make sure your voice is heard. It's just been a great experience, and it really makes you feel like you're connected to a network of educators who are as concerned and as dedicated to making international events come alive to their students and lending to the students the idea that they have a voice and that they do have a vital role. And too often kids hear this and it becomes like a broken record for them. But then they experience the forum, I think it really does resonate. And we hear that from the kids who've participated, that they really did feel like they could make a difference. So it's a lot of work, but like anything else, the work pays off in dividends, especially on that forum day when those kids get up and the latter part where they express their views and they have the conversation with elected officials and they tell them where they are on certain issues, and to have that exchange with elected officials where it's not talking down at the kids, it is having a dialogue that does a lot to empower students. These are the people who are going to be voting. Some are already voting, the seniors, but these are the future citizens of this republic. I think it's only right that they have an opportunity to express their views. This is the first Illinois Capitol Forum that was held 5 years ago. And when you look at the picture of the young people we had who attended from Normal Community, this young man is now this man, this young man, this young man, this young lady, and this young man all decided to major in political science. I've talked to them since, and they said primarily it was this event that made them become very aware and interested in seeing how their voices could be heard. And now this young man is on the board of trustees for the University of Illinois. He ran for political office and won. This guy's going into international law, and all of them talk about their impact it's had. This young lady here, the next year, she's now at the University of Chicago, majored in political science on a internship, a fellowship actually, to South Africa. This young man is from Vladimir, Russia. He was one of the more eloquent spokespeople ever in regards to coming up with insightful questions. I maintain contact with him, and he still inquires about the forum, as Sasha makes reference to it. Next year, same thing. We have 3 young women here that are political science majors. Same here. This young man is University of Washington, and he's poli-sci and looking at politics as a career. He said, I really felt like when I stood up in the well of the House, he said, that was a moment for me where I recognized my voice matters. So it's sort of a time capsule of the history of the forum and all the great young people that have been associated with it, that we've been lucky to have as students and who've experienced the forum and brought it back to the class to share with their classmates.